Hi, I'm Shannon from Shannon Talks Yarn. Thank you for joining me today. If you are coming over from one of the other channels in this collab, the sweatermal2023, thank you for joining me. You guys, I am super relieved and I'm going to tell you all about it. So the first video I put out in this series with this collab was called Am I In Over My Head? But I am super relieved because I don't feel like I am. I feel like I have made some good progress. Full disclosure, this video will be airing on March 11th, and it is currently the last week in February when I am filming this. I just needed to kind of film a little bit ahead, but I wanted to kind of do a little bit of an introduction to the project anyway. So thank you for joining me. Let's get started a little bit here, and I want to just talk a little bit about the other gals in this collab. The founder of the Sweater MAL 2023 is Olivia from Fiber Fun with Olivia. And we've got Connie from Connie's Crafty Corner, and Carrie Penny from The Happy Crafty Homemaker, Ella from No Catchy Name, and of course myself at Shannon Talks Yarn. And then the next thing we'll go over is my pattern. So far, I am really enjoying it. It's by Hello Gabby Crochet, and it's the Mary Jane wrap. When you purchase this on Etsy, I believe it cost me around $5. You get all the different sizes, and hers are very size inclusive. So I have printed out the portion that is for large, extra large, and I am doing this one. So this particular pattern, it is a wrap sweater, if you can see that. And my goal for this was to be able to layer it. I am definitely not wearing the crop top, but I want to layer it over some dresses I have, just to kind of give it a little more of a wrap look and keep me a little bit warmer. So the pattern, like I said, it is a paid pattern, so I'm not really going to give away much for details at all, but I am really enjoying it. It seems to be fairly easy to read so far. So right now I am only on step 4, which brings us up. I'm actually on row 7 right now. So yeah, I've made some pretty good progress, and this is for one of the back and chest panels. Since it's a wrap, there are 2 of them, and then there's 2 sleeves. So for her instructions, she does say you're going to use about 950 yards of a medium weight yarn, like a 4-weight, and then a 5mm hook. So I have my 5mm hook right here, and I want to talk a little bit about the yarn I chose. Actually, let's back that up for a minute. Let me go ahead and show you the progress that I've made. So here is what I've got. This is my panel. Actually, it should go this direction. Now, I did make the classic mistake of chaining my foundation chain a little tight. So I'm holding it upside down here. You see it's a little bit looser there on the bottom. I am going to let this play out a couple more rows and see how it's going and see if I need to frog this or not. There really isn't much stretch at all to this yarn, so that's why I'm not 100% sure. But again, it is a wrap, so I think I can position it in a way where possibly, that portion would be, up here where I'd want it a little bit tighter, up on top of the chest. We'll see. Like I said, I'm going to wait and see for a couple more rows how that goes on. But I'm very much loving it. I've got 1 row of the rib texture. So this pattern, if you are an intermediate, I think it would be great. It might be a little challenging if you are a beginner. It does have some front post and back post in it. If you are like expert level experienced crocheter, it won't be very challenging for you. But like I said, it is very enjoyable, and I'm enjoying the texture on it. But let's talk a little bit about the yarn, since you can see it here. In hers, I believe she actually used Red Heart Super Saver. I swear I read that possibly on Ravelry. And looking at the pictures, it seems to be a little bit like bulkier of a texture there. And mine is not. So I am using the Huga Charm yarn. And I'll get into that in just a little bit. There's a little bit of what the label looks like right there. So here's the thing. It does say that it is a 4-weight medium. It said to use a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and I about said recipe, my pattern called for a 5. So I'm using the 5, and I feel like the 5 is plenty big enough. So I don't want to go to obviously a smaller one, because then that would offset the pattern, and I want to follow it exactly. I don't want to do my own thing. But if I was using this for a different project, I would use maybe a 4.5 hook on this, even though this is a 5.5. So like if I was just doing like a corner to corner blanket, or granny square, or any number of things that you don't need, like this doesn't have a gauge. You know, I don't think I saw any. Oh, it does. It says 2 inches equals 6 stitches, 4 rows. So I will need to check in on that. I think we were debating in our video, or in our collab chat, whether or not we were going to do a gauge swatch or not. So we'll see. Ella was like, I like to live dangerously. And of course, it made me think of Austin Powers. So I too also like to live dangerously. But this yarn, I do absolutely love. But let me show you why I say that I think it could go a little smaller. As you see, it is still a little bit like, to me, that seems a little bit like mesh in there. Like it almost seems like I put spaces in between those crochet, and I did not. So that's just a little bit of the takeaway. I am still really going to like this. I love the color, and I love seeing that. And like I said, it's going to be a layering piece to me. So it's not like any unwanted skin is going to be poking through, but something to be aware of with this yarn. Now, what I am loving about this is, even though there is zero stretch at all to this, like zero. Try to get it up close. There's a little bit of texture, not a lot. It's not near as much fluff as the Super Saver brushed. It's not like that. But to me, it feels like I'm working with flannel, if that makes sense. Like this has a very flannelly cloth feel to it. And yeah, in general, not fleece, but definitely flannel. It's not a cotton yarn though. It is 97% acrylic and then 3% other fibers. So I'm not sure what the other fibers are. There's like a small strand of iridescent in here, which is very, very hard to see. That definitely would not account for 3% of this. But you guys want to know what the absolute best part about this yarn is? The best part is that I found out I can still get it, and I can get more of it. In my last video, I thought there was only like one color left on the Yarnspirations website, but it turns out Hirschner's has it, and they have a bunch of colors. It is $10 a skein, but I swear, I can't prove it, but when I discovered this, it was on President's Day, and I think they had it on sale for $4.99 instead of $9.99. So any holiday, I'm going to continue to pop back and stock the Hirschner's website and see if I can find it on sale again, because there's several colors I want. I definitely want like that teal one right there, the Eclipse, and then I've kind of got my eye on the plum one and the navy one as well. So like I said, I'm just going to keep stopping by and see if I can pick some more of it up on sale. And thank you so much to all of the other collaborators that are doing this with me. It has been a ton of fun, and I cannot wait to see where your progress is. I will go ahead and put a link up here to the last collab video if you haven't seen that. And right down in this area, I will have a little button you can push if you would like to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate you considering subscribing.